Thank you. Well, Joel Embiid scored 35 points in his second game back from a bruised knee, and the 76ers beat the Celtics 106-96 last night. With LeBron and James Harden both dealing with injuries, Embiid may just get himself back in the MVP hunt with more games like this one. So, Shannon, if he keeps this up, could Embiid win MVP?
Keep this up, they're going to get Brad Stevens fired. Celtics off Skip. Look, he's already, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, I think he's missed 18 games, so he would need to play all the remaining games not to get that number to 20. So, but we know he doesn't probably not going to play back-to-backs to give him an opportunity to rest that knee, Skip. Only MVP with fewer games, Karl Malone played 49, but that was a lockout season. Skip, I don't know. I think Jokic now, as Chris said, we were talking off air, is that seemed like every MVP frontrunner still has gotten hurt and been down for a significant period of time. We talked about Embiid, he gets hurt. We talk about LeBron got hurt. James Harden had gotten back into the discussion, James Harden gets hurt. I think right now is Jokic to lose.
Why can't Embiid climb back into this with 21 more games to play?
Is he going to play them all?
I don't know. Maybe he will if Doc wants him to win the MVP, which they well might want. He's averaging 30, 11, and 3. He's shooting 39% from 3, and he takes a lot of threes. He's 85% as a 7-foot-tall center from the free throw line. 85%.
Well, he's going to have to play all the games, Skip.
Okay. PER. He's #1 in the league in PER. He's having an MVP season, but people don't want to give it to him because it's got to be LeBron or it's got to be
No, Skip. No, he missed a lot of games, and Jokic is playing really well and hasn't. Jokic is what, 27, 11, and 8? That's not chicken poop.
Neither is Philly's record.
We don't need any more injuries. That is it for Undisputed. We're back same time tomorrow. The Herd. So the Lakers beat the Raptors 110-101 last night, but the biggest fireworks came in the first quarter when Dennis Schroeder fouled OG Anunoby during a layup attempt. Schroeder continued to hold on to Anunoby, seemingly to not fall down on him, but then Anunoby appeared to retaliate by almost kind of body slamming the Lakers guard as he freed himself. So Montrezl Harrell ran over to the scuffle to defend his teammate, and Harrell and Anunoby were both eventually ejected for their roles in the incident. So there's a lot there. Shannon, did you agree that they should have been ejected?
Skip, I don't know what OG got upset about. Schroeder grabbed him so he can't extend to get an and one. That's what you're taught to do, Skip. Grab his arms. He hadn't left the floor. Skip, if he had elevated, all bets are off. Don't grab me once I'm up in the air because my momentum and you so small, you're not going to be able to hold me. So I'm going to end up hurting myself and I'm going to be ticked at you. So I might swing on you. He didn't get off the floor. You can look at Schroeder, I got him, trying to hold him up from falling. I don't know why he was scooping. Now, I get Trez running in to protect your players, but that's an automatic ejection, especially once you shove the guy. Now, you remember Rudy Tomjanovich lost his life with that, Skip.
Now you've gone to the absolute worst.
In the 90s, that's what would happen. You ran in there in the 90s, Skip, when they used to fight. You remember how the Knicks in Miami, remember Jeff Van Gundy holding up? No, that was Jeff. Who was holding on to somebody's leg? Jeff Van Gundy was holding on to somebody's leg.
To Alonzo Mourning.
So
just hanging on his leg.
So, Skip, they've cleaned that up. And I think the guys know that's a heavy fine. That's a major suspension. So now we see Skip guys shove a little bit. But you're not supposed to run in. I believe if Trez had run in, grabbed Schroeder, I think he'd have been fine. I do still believe OG was going to get ejected because he scooped Schroeder up off the floor and pretend like, he tried to wipe easier down. But I'm going to agree with Trez because he ran in and he shoved Trent Jr. and he shoved OG. So his ejection was going to happen automatically.
Okay.
But OG shouldn't have reacted the way he did because all Schroeder did was wrap him up so he couldn't get the ball up and get an and one. And he tried to hold him so he wouldn't fall. He's telling the ref, I got him. And he scoops him. So I don't know what he got upset about.
So because you went there about Kermit Washington versus Rudy Tomjanovich, I was covering that game for the LA Times. And in a shock of shocks, I believe that Rudy T was getting into it with Kareem at that point, and Kermit Washington gets a running start, and he was an enforcer in and of himself, and landed a running start punch to the jaw.
Rudy was running up towards him.
Yes, and he caught him flush.
Yeah, he caught him flush,
And they sent me, the LA Times sent me to the hospital for the rest of the night, Sentinel Hospital, because it was quote unquote death watch. We were afraid he wasn't going to make it.
That's what
I
he
think
said.
He barely made it.
Yes, he said he was leaking spinal fluid.
So that was the worst case of this. Okay, now back to your favorite word, context for this. I remind you that the home team Raptors were already getting, to use your phrase, their doors blown off by the Lakers.
They were, yeah.
A team that has not been blowing anybody's doors off. But remember, the Raptors had played the night before at home against Washington, and they had been 19 down in the second half and had stormed back, and they won it on a buzzer-beating 3 by their newest player, Gary Trent Jr.
Right.
So it was extremely emotional, extremely draining, and they came into the Laker game.
Almost like Gonzaga, huh?
Okay.
They won that game emotionally, and they got their doors blown off.
Except that Gary Trent Jr.'s 3 was a real 3 that swished as opposed to banking in. So it wasn't a lucky shot. It was a great shot. But the point is, there's no Kyle Lowry last night. There's no Van Fleet last night. So they're way shorthanded with their 2 best players gone, you could argue.
What about our 2 best players?
Okay, well, I got it, but they're drained, so they're a little frayed emotionally, and they're a little spent, so you have to provide context for what's about to happen.
Right.
Now, there was a time, and this runs counter to the Kermit Washington incident, but there was a time in this league that what happened last night would have been calm down, play on.
Right.
Like it wasn't that big a deal to me.
Skip, you remember when Kevin McHale snatched Kurt Rambis out the air?
Do I? They just let it go. Just let it go. It's not that big a deal.
Right.
But the truth was, Anunoby got a little frustrated because he thought that Schroeder just hung on a little too long.
Right.
That's what happened.
Right.
And so at the last second, he flips him. But if you watch closely again, after he flips him, he does reach down for him like he's trying to let him down softly.
No,
like
he done flipped the bat. He talking
okay.
about,
let me. But it's like he's reaching down. I hope you didn't fall too hard.
Yeah.
You could see there was a little contrition in his actions.
No.
So he knew it was slightly out of bounds and out of line.
Well, he tried to, well, I'm going to do like you do. Oh, you tried to help me? I'm going to help you too.
Okay. but he didn't just throw him down and walk away.
Because he might have got suspended if he had done that.
I would say. Okay, so to me, Gary Trent Jr. comes right in the middle. He's got to go.
Because he shoved Schroeder.
He's the first one to shove it. Come on, that's okay. I know you're trying to break it up, but you escalate. You know, you came in the middle of.
Yeah.
How did Gary Trent Jr. get a pass on this not getting suspended? Because Trez doesn't come in until after Gary Trent has escalated the situation to me. Right?
Right.
They're going at it.
Yeah.
And I know he's trying to peacemake, but that's you when you try to peacemake, as you know, you can fire start.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Hey, the cameras got you coming in. The cameras get you coming in, so hey, he got to go.
So I felt bad for Montrez because he didn't really deserve to go.
Right.
He came in, he was late to the party.
Right.
Well,
because he would not have reacted if Trent doesn't shove Schroeder. Because now he thinks it's 2-on-1. Because he just sees OG scoop him, and now Schroeder's trying to get up off the ground, and Gary Trent Jr. shoves him. So Trent like, hold on, anybody beat on 2-on-1.
Okay. But Schroeder did want a piece of Anunoby, right?
Yeah.
He wanted...
Get him back in the man, that's scoop.
I got it. I get it. But the point is, how does Trent get away with I know he was trying to shove him backwards, but it looked like he's saying, well, let's go right here.
Yeah, hey, Skip, we used to do this. If people at home know what I'm talking about. If you scoop a dude like that, oh, you got to fight him, Scoop. You can't just skip. Because you making it seem I'm big boying you. I scoop you up, just dropped you like that. Because that's what he did. He just scooped him and dropped him.
Well, he is the bigger man of the two by far. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so Schroeder skipped his momentum, and Schroeder basically tried to hold him. He's telling the ref, I got him. I mean, you go look at the foot. I got him. And for whatever, OG said, no, you don't. I'm going to get you. And he just scooped the man up and dropped him and then pretend like, you okay? You ain't falling too hard, did you? Schroeder like, bruh.
Well, for once, it lit a fire under the Lakers because they just kept draining threes.
You got rated threes on them.
Yep.
You gonna talk about back to back.
Hey. And Marc Gasol, he got his fire lit finally, right?
we going to do that.
Yeah. Who needs Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when you got Marc Gasol?
Don't do this,
You don't need him.
But once that old big three come back,
Yeah.
wouldn't that big three come back?
Who's the big three?
Big Drummond, Golden Baby.
Kareem Abdul-Drummond is now part of the big three.
We got the big three.
You're embracing the genie bus. We got our Kareem.
We're going all in on Drum.
Really?
All in. I'm shoving all my chips to the center on Big Drum.
I feel so sorry for that man.
All of your chips?
All
Okay.
my chips in on
All
Baby Go.